Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about some real life inspiring stories which are happening around us but generally left unnoticed. In this new series, One Story at a Time, today we are going to talk about the learning from cholas. It is an action being taken by the IAS officer who restored 178 water bodies in 3 months' time. But before we begin, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get your notifications every time we go online. And like us and follow us at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Disha Mantra 06. So friends, let's talk about the story today. So today's story is basically a learning from the Cholas. It's by the actions were taken up by IAS officer who restored 178 water bodies in just 3 months time. It's not difficult. It is doable. It's not impossible. From buds and channels to rainwater harvesting and desilting, IAS Vikrant Raja used ancient practices to solve modern problems. Yes, that's a reality. In 2019, Puducherry's Karaikal district was in the doldrums. Farmers cultivated only one-fifth of their land. A bucket of water meant walking for miles, and the groundwater level went down from 200 to 300 feet due to overuse. Life indeed was extremely hard for them. Consequences to the deficient and uneven distribution of rainfall and inadequate receipt of water, that is Kaveri River water, the town was officially declared a drought affected region. When the Karaikal administration made this announcement, the plight became real, more tangible, and dismay ran rampant through the village. The district collector, Vikrant Raja, for him the real test of leadership was now. Instead of merely extending his sympathies, which generally been given by most of the authorities, and resorting for the blame game, he brought a series of changes to quench the thirst of the parched land and its people. And interestingly, his inspiration came from the ideas implemented by the 9th century Cholas dynasty. We read lot of information in our history during our school days, college days, but there are very few people who bring them into real life implementation. RES. IS Raja launched the Nam Neer, it means our water project, under which of the 450 polluted, damaged and dried up water bodies, out of 178 of them were desilted and revived in 3 months time. Yes, true to its name, Nam Neer, this project was carried out with the collective efforts of the locals, educational institutions, temple authorities, corporates, and government officials. And this is how he did it. So let's go back to the roots, taking lessons from the Chola dynasty. There was a time when Karaikal flourished with over 400 water reservoirs under the Chola dynasty. Their extensive knowledge of flood management kept the Kaveri water from overflowing into agriculture fields. The engineers under the Chola rulers created an excellent network of channels and bunds that conserved rainwater, thus ensuring abundant water for the subjects. So I.S. Raja never fathomed that a piece of history that once fascinated him in school would have to be revived in the region he was posted in as a district collector. Being a native of Tamil Nadu, we all have heard about enough stories about places like Karaikal being called the rice bowl for its agriculture activities and meticulous and rational planning of water conservation resources in the delta region of River Kaveri. We turn towards ancient practices to solve modern places. That's what the IAS Raja, who's a 29 years old, said in a conversation. So how do we practice what do we preach? With their independence and dependence on the monsoon and the Kaveri River, erratic monsoons and the resulting drought broke Karaikal back. In addition to this, the problem of the polluted water bodies and encroachment needed immediate attention. When people dependent on the pond, they really took care of it. But when the wells came up, they forgot about the ponds. When hand pumps came, people forgot about the wells. The wells were neglected. When piped water supply arrived, all those hand pumps really saw the neglection. They were neglected. Depleting groundwater levels and dying water bodies are a consequence of all these neglections. One of the deputy collector into disaster management of Karaikal did mention about that in his statements. Instead of preaching, I.S. Raja believed in practical on-ground work. He introduced a concept called employee social responsibility. It's ESR, to rope in government officials in pond revival. Mr. Raja and his team began with the pond attached to the Karaikal famous temple, Tirunalluru. In less than 3 weeks, they had the pond distilled. The process managed to gather attention from both officials from other departments like forest, public work and the general public. It was like a ripple effect, as after this, close to 35 ponds were beautified by government officials. Along with desilting water bodies, Raja launched a massive 1 month awareness drive requesting people and corporations to volunteer for the program. Public participation is the key to protecting the environment. So, believing in that, he wanted the help of the villagers and understand that these resources are their own. Nam Neer program was instrumental in spreading this message across the district and other regions. Furthermore, under the MGNREGA scheme, every village was asked to revive one pond, at least one pond. This drive saw a massive restoration of 85 ponds. Since a significant number of dried ponds are attached to temples or come under their jurisdiction, the temple authorities were also asked to use temple funds to clean the ponds. The efforts translated into revival of around 30 ponds. Also through CSR projects and support activities, as many as 20 ponds and 80.91 kilometer stretch of major canals were desilted. This facilitated the easy flow of water from the Kaveri River to agriculture fields. In most cases, there was no money involved. People and organizations preferred to offer free services or materials. Another interesting way to incentivize locals was presenting a clean pond as a gift to their movie idols or even loved ones. Considering the kind of fandom and followers the movie actors enjoyed down south, people often spend money on banners or posters to wish their favorite actors on their birthdays. So what they did was they invited people to clean the ponds as a means to wish their favorite actors, families or friends. They even received an overwhelming response, and one of the noblest acts was a bunch of students who cleaned a pond for their professor's birthday. That was kudos, and that was a credible act by all the students. People either manually desilted ponds or rented JCBs to remove all the waste and excessive soil accumulated in water bodies. The collected sand was repurposed to either fill up low-lying areas or to create bunds to retain water in ponds. Meanwhile, all the waste removed was transported to the local landfills. As for encroachments, locals residing on the river banks were clearly asked to vacate the land they had occupied to extend their backyards or the boundaries of their houses. Additionally, a provision in the form of a new sewage pipeline connection was also been given to households that sent their waste directly into the river. To further beautify areas surrounding water bodies, 25,000 saplings were planted by all the stakeholders who were an active part of the desilting process in the Namneer project. So there was a great understanding impact. Mr. Raja credits the success of this combined efforts of various stakeholders who believed the project to be their own. A sense of ownership and willingness to bring about a change proved to be a huge booster for Karaikal and water reservoirs. Their huge contributions were further validated by the late monsoon season that filled up some of the reservoirs. One of their most impactful drives was in one small village called Poovam, where farmers resumed their agriculture activities after a gap of 15 years. This was the first time that the village was able to retain some percentage of Kaveri in the bunds, and they carved alongside the river. Plus, the groundwater also replenished, giving them sufficient water sources. As per a central water board CGWB, a report given by them, the groundwater tables have increased by 10 feet in Karaikal between 2018 and 2019. The impact of the project had led to copious amount of water flowing into the households and farmers' field. While on the one hand there is a sense of pride when Mr. Raja explains the impact, on the other hand there is a pinch of sadness in his voice. After serving the people of Karaikal for nearly 3 years as a sub-collector and DC and putting his heart and soul into the restoration project, Mr. Raja was transferred to be the Secretary of Chief Minister in a few days after that. As a district collector, his life came to a full circle, and he said that nothing can be more satisfying and joyous than to see his people helping him accomplish such a difficult feat. Bringing back water conservation methods of the Cholas dynasty was the cherry on the cake. The second phase of the project will definitely begin after a year monsoon, and he was very sure that people will carry out the work with the same enthusiasm. Hey friends, if you like these inspiring real life stories as part of this One Story at a Time series, don't forget to like and subscribe us. Also share these stories with the world for greater inspiration and social actions. We will come up with yet another story in our next session. Till then, keep watching our other inspiring videos.